Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Today we're doing a pick a message video. So basically what that means is that you guys will pick a number between 1 and 4 and then I will give you guys an intuitive message. And to go see what that intuitive message is, visit the description box and there'll be a timestamp so you can skip right to it. And then if you guys watched my last Lenormand card video, then you guys know that I recently bought some Lenormand cards and I'm pretty excited about them. I bought them because they're pretty, because they're all like gold and stuff, and the deck that I got was the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck by, I don't know if you can see that, but by Ciro Marchettes. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And so I will also do a card pull for each one of the 4 options, because I thought that would be fun. So yeah, pick a number between 1 and 4. I'll also show you the cards, so if that helps you guys pick, then you guys can pick using the cards. And then let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so these are the 4 different cards, and I picked them to help answer the question, what is your next step? So go ahead and take a look at that if you still need help picking a number 1 through 4. And then I'll also flip them over if you guys still can't decide. So, whoops. So this is card number 1. This is card number 2, or option number 2. Option number 3, and option number 4. Okay, so now go ahead and check out the timestamp in the description box to find out what your reading says. So for those of you who picked option number 1, you guys are in a place where you really want to act, you really want to do something. You feel this urge inside or this intensity inside to go out and make something happen. Like you really need to take some kind of action and do something very physical. The guidance I'm getting for you right now is don't do that yet. Wait until things become clearer, because right now the water is very murky. And if you were to go ahead and act, first of all, you don't know what you want to do, like what the action needs to be, because it's just not clear at this point in time. And second of all, if you just went ahead and tried to do something, tried to make something happen on your own, because the waters are murky, you don't really know where you would land. You probably wouldn't land in you probably wouldn't get yourself in any trouble, but it would just be like, nothing would really come of it. You would have just gone after something and just been in a situation where it's like, oh, like, why did I do that? The thing that I'm getting that you should be doing is you should be getting more information to provide yourself more of that clarity. Now, the thing about that is the way for you to get more information probably isn't going to be research necessarily. It's going to be something that involves other people. So it's going to have to be talking to people or maybe letting people know that you're going to be doing research on this type of topic. And the tricky thing about that is that you could upset some people, ruffle some feathers, or make some kind of awkward situation. And so you have to tread carefully and lightly. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the happiest of endings for you. I feel like this is just one of those things that you're probably going to have to do, and there really is no easy way around it. And yeah, you are going to ruffle some feathers and upset some people, and I don't think there's any way around that. And yeah, it's either do that or do nothing. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just not seeing how this is going to really end well for you. But let's see what the card says for you. So you guys had this card. It's number 28. Trying to get the glare out. And basically what I'm getting from this card is it's really important for you to keep in mind that there is a bigger world outside of your situation and your problem. And I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way, because I don't think this is what it's trying to tell you. Okay, let me just say what I'm getting. Basically what that means is that if this is a work situation and you are in a dicey situation where you need to get more information, but getting more information puts you in a bad light and puts you in a really difficult position, keep in mind that this is not the only place of work, and there are other opportunities outside of this place of work. So that's what I get from what this card, that message is trying to tell you. Just realize that there is a bigger world around you. What I do not get that this card is trying to share with you, I do not get that, let's say this is a work situation, I'm not getting that you will need to find another job. I am feeling like this will get resolved eventually, things will be fine, it's just, it's going to be really rocky in the beginning, like really rocky in the beginning. And also probably the optimal thing for you to do would actually be to eventually actually leave where you're working if this is a work situation and go somewhere else. Like, this can work out, but it is going to be really rocky, and I think that if this is the kind of environment that you're in, that there really is a lot better out there for you, and if you could find a better place before the end of this year, so by December or something of 2018, or whenever you're watching this, because this is not time specific, but at the end of the year, that would probably be the best case scenario for you. For those of you that picked option number 2, it's similar to option number 1 in that you guys are kind of in a dicey situation. I feel like if this has to do with work, things aren't really going very well. They're not going well in your environment or with the people that you're working with, and maybe you're just not in a really good spot. The difference between you and option number 1 is that I see that instead of leaving and going somewhere else and considering other options, I feel like you guys need to stay where you are and really work and try to forget about what's going on around you, even though that may be difficult, but really start building up your work and your skills and start using this as the time to really develop yourself and what your capabilities are and ignore the rest of what's going on in the environment. I'm feeling like for some of you, you may be involved in marketing or consulting. That may be your area of work if this relates to your work life. And the other thing that I'm getting for you is that basically put your head down and start working and allow whatever's going on to go on, because sometimes you just need to let other people battle things out between themselves and you don't really need to get involved. And while they're off playing their games, fighting, whatever it is, doing their whole little political dance, you could be working on your skills and building yourself up and giving yourself even more expertise. So sometimes it's just better to let that be, let it sort itself out, let them fight while you develop you work on you make yourself more of an expert, and just put your head down and just focus on the work. And I can appreciate how that might be difficult to do, because it can seem like a really dicey situation. Like, it could seem like if this is a work situation, you may lose your job somehow in this whole situation, basically. But I do want to say that I have seen, and I actually have been this person as well, where everybody around them was just being political and beating up on that person, or maybe it was me, and I just let them play their games, or that person just let them play their games, just focus on the work, focus on executing, focus on performing, and focused on building their skills so that they could enhance their abilities for any other job. And then all those people that were fighting ended up being the ones that left or were let go or somehow taken out of the picture. So I just want to keep that in mind, that is something that can happen, but it's going to be a rough ride. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at the card and read the card that was lined up with your options. So it's basically this card, this Lenormand card, number 33. Hope there isn't too much of a glare. And basically what I get from this card is that there are a lot of cogs and locks working together. And it's like when you make a shift in your energy, in anything, in a system that can be very big and very long, you make a shift here, there is a while before all the shifts get go through the entire system. I can't find the right word, but when everything falls into place, it's like dominoes. When you push one domino over, yeah, they all go, but it takes a while. It takes a while to get all the way around. And that's just something for you to keep in mind, is that you need to exercise some patience. Now, with that said, the card is also telling me that if you wanted to leave your place of work, if that is the area that we're talking about, however this applies to you, if you wanted to leave your situation, you do have that option, like number 1 does. You do have the option to do that. But one thing for you guys to keep in mind, though, is that problems can follow you wherever you go. And I think this is one of the situations where you could go somewhere that's better, but these types of problems will show up again. And so you need to work through this. You need to work through this. You need to really buckle down energetically and allow those shifts within you to happen so that then they can go out into your reality as well. Because, yeah, there's some shifts that need to happen internally. So I would say work on yourself, try to find peace in your situation, and focus on your role and performing and learning as much as you can from this position. And there will come a time when this is better, or when you have a better opportunity coming your way and it's right for you to move on and these problems won't follow you. But right now, you need to focus on you and your energy and making those shifts inside yourself. And yeah, buckling down. For those of you who picked option number 3, what I feel for you is that you have been really working on, I think, yourselves, and on bettering yourselves and bettering your lives. And you're ready to soar. You're ready to go out and leave your situation, not because you want to leave it behind, but because you're just ready for something new. You're ready for the next thing, the next level, the next opportunity, the next great thing in your life. You're ready to go for it. You're feeling good. But somehow you keep getting pulled back by your current set of circumstances. Every time you want to make that leap and you're almost there, it's like you keep getting pulled back to where you have been. And I'm getting that sometimes you need to die to be able to be reborn, like a phoenix, like turn to ash in order to be reborn. And I think how that applies to you, because don't follow that literally, of course, is sometimes to be able to move on to those great things, you have to leave your current set of circumstances or environment, because if you stay in it, it will continue to pull you back and you will never really be able to take flight and take off. But if you can leave where you are, from there you're in a completely new place, and whatever was from your past, your situation or your circumstances, there is no reach, and you are free to be able to go off and do the things that you would like to do. And moving away or changing your environment like that can bring on some feelings, and feelings of loneliness, because you have a tie to your past. There is an emotional bond that's there because it was your past. And even if you've moved on and you're ready for new things, that doesn't mean that the emotional tie is gone. But if you don't move on, if you don't make this change, you will never really be able to soar to the heights that you deserve to soar to, that you want to soar to, and that you really should soar towards. Where you've been is at a different level than where you are ready to go. There is a difference. And so that's why it keeps pulling you down to their level. If you move, what can happen is you will be able to soar to your level, and because there is that emotional bond, there is a tie, instead of you being pulled down, you can actually pull them to a higher level as well. This isn't an easy transition to make. Like I was saying, there's a lot of loneliness and there's a lot of sadness that comes with that, and a lot of maybe feelings of guilt, like you're leaving these people or this situation behind and going off and leaving them behind. I think what could help make this easier is if you find something from your childhood or from this situation that you really resonated with, stuffed animal or whatever works for you, bring that along with you, because not only does it tie you back to where you're coming from, it allows the people who are there in your life, who may feel like you're leaving them behind, it allows them to know that you still honor them, you're still thinking about them, and you want to take a piece of your life with them, with you, as a reminder of them. So that's what I would recommend for you guys on that. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at the card that was aligned with option number 3. So that is number 6. Hope you can see that. And what I get from this is that, first of all, I'm really sorry you guys have to make this kind of choice, this kind of transition, because it is really hard. But what this card wants to share with you is that there is still a chance, a good one, that in time, it might be a little while, you can make amends with the people that you feel like you're leaving behind and who may be hurt or upset by your choice to do so. And in time, they can understand where you were coming from and why you made the choice that they did. Now, understand is different from agreeing with. They may not agree necessarily, but they can understand and they can relate and they can respect. So there is a light at the end of this tunnel, or at least a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel. Amends can be made, and the relationship that you had with them can be reborn, it can be restarted, it can be re-nurtured and grown, and it can be something different than what it used to be or what it is right now. I think that while this situation does feel very heavy, I think you know that there is no other option but to make this choice. Yeah, there really is no other option for you. This really is what you have to do. So yeah, that's what I get for you guys. Those of you who picked option number 4, what I'm getting is that you've been feeling a little bit down. You haven't really been feeling your best. You didn't really get what you wanted out of a situation. So what I get as your next step is you guys really need to pick yourselves back up and make the decision to get back out there and start interacting with other people again. And that can be hard to do when you're not feeling your best inside. It can feel like sometimes it can make you think you're going to feel worse because you don't just get to brood anymore. You have to keep it inside while you interact with other people and try to pretend to be happy. But there does come that time when you do need to make that step so that you can move towards happiness, because the brooding to yourself hasn't really been helping you. And that's why you need to get out there and start mixing and meshing with other energies and getting distracted by other energies and allowing other people's energies to start influencing yours a little bit so that you can start making those changes, making those leaps, and starting to move forward. So basically you need to be meeting friends or making new friends and interacting with them in settings where it's not just you and one other person. So no one-on-one settings, because in those one-on-one settings you're going to be likely to feel down. So whenever you're in a group setting, you kind of you can't really express how down you might feel. You kind of have to go with the flow of the group. When you're in a one-on-one situation, it can be really easy to let out how you're not feeling that great, and in doing that, you kind of bring the other person down as well. And it is nice to be able to talk to somebody and have somebody relate to you, but what ends up happening is the interaction just doesn't really go well. It doesn't really help you, and then you feel worse, and then they don't really feel good either. They feel worse too, and then it just very counterproductive. That's why it's really important for you to interact with groups and either hang out with friends, or I think what would probably be better is go out and make new friends. Not because your friends aren't good friends, it's because whenever you hang out with your current friends, it can be really easy to be reminded of what is upsetting you, because your friends tend to know a lot about you. They tend to be somebody you share things with, or they share things with you, or you feel close to them and maybe you compare yourself to them. So there's just a lot going on when it comes to your own friends that you tend to hang out with. So being around them wouldn't really help you feel better necessarily. So that's why you need to go out and meet new friends where it's fresh energy, fresh situations. Yeah, like you care about other people, but you don't really know them well enough to really care if their life is going amazingly well and yours isn't. Like, you don't really make that same kind of comparison because you're not as bonded to them. So yeah, I recommend friends, especially if there are people that you haven't really met yet. You're making new friends, and it should be in settings where there's more than just you and another person. It should be a group. And you should also be focusing some of your energy on another area of your life, like work or hobbies. I'm feeling more like work, something where you get feedback that you are doing well if you put in the work and the effort for it. So that's why I think work is a really good one. It's one where you can develop yourself. It's one where you can invest yourself. It's one where you can get creative. It's one where you can feel proud of your accomplishment and feel like you really got something done and produced a product that is, good and worthy. It makes you feel good and proud of yourself. And being good at your work is something that adds to your life as a whole. Because if you like what you're doing and you enhance your skills in it, you can get better jobs, you can build up your resume, you can build confidence that will lead to tangible results for you. If you wanted to go do something different or take on another opportunity, it can lead to promotion. So this is something where you're really focusing your energy on something that builds you and your future and doesn't just make you happy and proud about what you accomplished today. The pride and the accomplishments can yield into results that come about later on. So maybe right now you're doing a project and you like the work that you've done and you feel really good about the work that you did. And then your boss likes it and then they praise you and you feel good about that. Well, that's just a now reward that you're getting. But that project could stick in your boss's mind and that kind of work, and then you continuously developing yourself, and that could lead to a promotion that comes maybe 6 months later, a year later. And so that's like, you get a reward now, you get a reward later. So it's something that really builds who you are now and also is leading to building a much happier, more fulfilled life for you later as well. Actually, I am also getting hobbies, so that should be the third part, which is if you have a hobby that you like, you should also invest some of your energy in there. I think most of it should be in work and also definitely in interacting with other people and making new friends in group settings. I think the smaller portion would be focusing on your hobbies, and that's because that is an outlet for you to where, again, you can really do something you enjoy and it's something productive. Like even a video game can be productive if you are playing a game where you have to build things and like Ark, where you have to build like campsites and all of that. There's a building going on there. There's accomplishments that are going on there. So even something like that can be something that is a way to invest your energy and feel productive for yourself. And it's not related necessarily to work, because it's really good to have a diversity of things. So that if one area of life isn't going well, you have other areas where you are feeling accomplished and proud of yourself. And then if one of those areas isn't going well, then, in other areas they start to rise and you start doing well there. So now I'm going to read the card that was aligned with option number 4. That card was this card. It has books on it. And basically what this card is telling me is that you guys are almost out of this emotional place that you're in. You're almost out, and it really, all it takes is diverting some of your attention and diverting your attention from some of the areas that it's been in right now, whatever problem you're feeling, whatever's making you feel down, and diverting it to something that feels more fulfilling and that yields better results for you, and basically taking your focus off of what's not working well and putting it onto something where things can really progress and grow. And it's really just a matter of switching attention. That's really all you guys need, because you guys are so close to coming out of this. You just need to divert your attention to more productive areas. Yeah, I just keep getting that you guys are really close to happiness. So that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. You guys had probably the most positive read of everybody else in options 1 through 4. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, a lot of them were really difficult. Yeah, I guess the other thing that I would recommend is I created some videos. I don't know if they're up before this one or after, but it's about not dwelling on things that aren't going well in your present. And I provide the basics of how to be happy. And then I have another video, which I don't think applies to you guys as much just yet, but it's if you already are happy, how you guys can boost it. But I recommend that you watch the first one that I mentioned when it's up, which is the one about how to be happy and the basics of it, and not dwelling and letting go of what's going on right now that isn't working for you, and helping you divert your attention to things that are going well for you. So I think that really relates with the reading that you guys got. Yeah, so this concludes the Pick a Message video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that, these tips help you guys get more clarity on what you need to be doing next to take your life to a better place. And I will catch you guys in my next video.